Greetings, Hamlings. What's up? We are going to do a little zombie action tonight. On the 30-meter vertical dipole. Yeah, gotta love it. And we will go ahead and I'm running it right now. I've been making some contacts in Europe. Nothing fantastic, just knocking around, filling up the log. Hey, Tintillo, what's up, dude? Here you go. Life quacks. Ed. Hola, 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 hola. It's Wednesday, right? Is it Wednesday the 29th? And you know what I'm going to do? I don't know if this is trying to loop on me, but I'm going to pop out the chat. I'm going to close the window because I think that makes the most sense. Hey, Chuck. What's going on? Life Hacks, 29th, Wednesday, April. Some good news. We had 0 cases reported today in Vermont. Woohoo! I was in Rutland today. Absolute madhouse. It was like any other day. So the stay-at-home order is not lifted here. So I don't know what's going on. Absolute pandemonium up there. People are behaving themselves, though. They're keeping their distance. And, yeah, 0 cases. We've been in the single digits for 2 weeks now. So fingers crossed, man. We off and running for summer. Worked on the boat this morning, had a leaky pontoon. Got to get the Zodiac up and going for boating season. And what else? Man, I didn't amount to jack squat today. I hope you guys amounted to something. 29th, Wednesday, 2020, April. Grapeseed oil, never heard of it, is believed to enhance hair growth. Give your scalp a massage using this oil before bedtime. We talked about that on a previous stream, like a few streams ago, didn't I? A few weeks ago? I said, yeah, I'm freaking going bald, man. So, yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. Hey, I made it this long. Who cares, right? 100 years ago, F. Scott Fitzgerald, author of The Great Gatsby and This Side of Paradise, married Zelda Zaire on April 3rd, 1920. Who's Zelda? In New York City, the two became icons of the jazz age. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to look that up. Coolio. Now we're just going to... let me get the other screen on. We are just running the... Oh, shoot. Missed that guy. Oh. Yeah, it's transmitting in the right way. Yeah, so we're... yeah, people are coming unhinged, aren't they, Tintillo? Yeah. Oh, who did that song, you guys? This is just off the cuff stream. There's nothing serious here. So, good Lord. Are you joking? Let me let it run one more time. K1GMM. Good. Is it evening? It is not. Good afternoon. East Coast time. Who did that song? Wasn't it called The Mountains Win Again or something like that? Mountains Win Again. That was Blues Traveler. Blues Traveler, right? Mountains Win Again, I think. Love those guys. Good stuff. Made a bunch contacts on 30 and 60 last night on FT8. Scott, you Scott up north here, Pittsford. I didn't catch your last name, Scott. I'm assuming that's who it was. Okay. So it looks like that that has completed. This vertical dipole sucks. It sucks. Usually I don't run any more than 5 or 10 watts. I'm just not a big power hungry freak on FT8. I try to take it easy on my stuff. But, and I don't really care. FT8's like we joke about in here. It's zombie. It's what you are when you play it, but it's cool. I figured this is a good like interim type thing until 75 meter DX comes online. Worked a bunch of stations last night on 40. That was really cool. Just sat and called CQ. And that was fun. Haven't done that in a while. Actually found a clear frequency until one of the guys in Europe told me there's a horrific buzz. And it was coming from over there because I could just barely hear it. Once I opened everything up, I was like, yep, it was there. Some kind of interference. So I had to move off. And then I decided, screw it. I pulled the plug. So tonight, I don't know what's going on. Last night was quiet. Scott, do you notice the bands were insanely quiet last night? There's a Delta Lima. Really quiet. No static crashing. Haven't heard. No, you're set. You finally set up for FT8, Chuck. Oh, very cool. Yeah, you can grab a toddy, come down here and get all liquored up and just run it. And it's kind of cool, especially on the longer wavelengths. You never know where you're going to get to. The shorter wavelengths, 30's about as high in frequency I go on FT8. I really like FT8 on like 75 meters and 40 meters and stuff like that. 160 was really cool. But that has a lot to do with tunneling, from what I read. And it doesn't happen all the time. Like a 3,000 to 5,000 mile jaunt on 160 is... What is that? Where's Papa Echo? Papa Echo 1 NF. Is that NFS or PS? PE1, Papa Echo. Is that South America? Yes, I did, Scott, by the way. You gave up on the A57, Chuck? Oh, on the 3000. Oh, that's... How did you have it set up, Chuck? South Africa, really? Holy crap. Or South America, yeah. Pop Echo, that's got it. Duh, South America. Gave up on, were you trying to run the FTA on the A57? Is that what you were doing? Why'd you give up on it? I'm just curious. The Flex, I've been in kind of conversing back and forth. He can't hear me. I know I'm transmitting in the, well, at least I think I'm in the clear. Just a hassle on the A5. Really? The A57. Now, the 3000, is that just one cable, Chuck? Just one cable out of the back of the radio to the computer, and that carries all the information, audio, cat control, everything? I'm assuming, yeah, the A57 doesn't work like that. Believe it or not, the A57, this is for all you freaks that run 857s, right? Because I do this when I'm portable, and we actually have the 6 meter. Okay, so it is one cable. So when I'm portable, right? He's not even coming back to me now. All right, reset. So the A57. Hey, Chris, how's it going? The A57, I have the. Why can I never remember this? Who makes this cable? What a turd. RT Systems. I use an RT's. Hey, David. How's it going? Good afternoon. I use the RT Systems cable, right, for cat control. So did a little digging around. And believe it or not, this works freaking slick. Do you have an old PS2 cable sitting around for a PS2, like an old computer keyboard? You know that round PS2 cable? Cut the end off of it. Leave the plug on, obviously. Sierra Papa. So leave the plug on it. That goes into the back of the radio. Get the pin out for that. What is it, a 6-pin in the back of the 857? Get the pin out. I had an old keyboard here, so I cut the end off of it. Left the round cable, the PS2 DIN that goes in the back of the computer. That plugs right in the back of the 857. So get the pin out and solder on 2 1/8. What did I run? 2 1/8 jacks. One for the mic feed, the in, one for the out. And I use a little, in the portable rig, I use a little sound card, but it also works in a computer. You just bring it to like a mic or a line in, and you bring the speaker out back to the radio. So you bring it, bring it out to the radio. It works great. You just have to set your audio levels. They tend to be very touchy. I don't know if I have it. Let me go look, see if I still got that. See if this guy's gonna. Somebody's on my frequency, and I think I'm getting wiped out. Where are you? I just saw it. I can't find it. You fell asleep in the shack 2 nights ago doing FTA. See? All right, I can't get that QSO completed, so I'm going to. That's the problem. Look at this waterfall. I mean, where do you go? I'm too lazy to, let me see if I can shift off just enough, because I think that the other station is covering me up. So let's jump up here. Yeah, there's an Echo Alpha in there. So what I have, it was over there on the workbench, unless I put it. Let me just look over here quick. See, I'm too organized. I put it away. I had one of these things kicking around. I don't know if you can see that. So this is one of those things you use it's basically a line output converter, and you use it in a car stereo system. You know, if you want to bring like an amplified feed into a power amplifier for a subwoofer or for rear speakers, you can use this to step it down. I didn't use it. Tempted to put it in there. I probably will end up doing that because it is a little touchy, because it's too hot coming into the line input of the computer, but this will work. It will step that down. And PS2 cable, couple of 1/8 inch connectors with something like that, and you're good to go. I had this sitting around, but I've ran it. I run it during events, and when I'm on the mountain, we actually got a 6-meter sprint coming up, which I'll be on the mountain for that if the weather's decent. And I'll probably be running some FT8 with a Go box. Yeah, it is a little bit. M6. Hey, Jason. Yeah, Jason, that'd be something great for you, man. I'm surprised you don't have anything up. You need kind of a. Dadgummit. Somebody's on my frequency again. Well, it's not my frequency, is it? You know what? I'm going to make room here. There we go. Let's try that. I'm too lazy to chase you guys. How many of you guys actually chase contacts on FT8? The 857 Chuck. I run the 857 in the Go box with a magnetic loop. Oh, I love my little 857. I will never part with that rig. I will part with a 7300 before I part with a 857. Are you joking? Mike 7 WAB. I know that call. Who is that? Who is that? No, I did have a 7000 Chuck. I ended up selling that. I like my 857 better. Noise blanker works way better on the 857 than the... Okay, who's MM7 WAB? I got to look that call up. Come on, you guys should know this. See, frequent the stream? I'll know right away when I see it because I know that call sign. Oh, that's Harry Paul. Yes, I worked Harry Paul. Where's my phone? I got to get Zello up and going. I bet he's on Zello right now looking for me. Oh, that is classic. Harry Paul. He's part of the Zello group. I'll be dipped in caca. Yeah, that's Paul. Harry Paul. Harry Paul, we call him. That is flippin' awesome. I can't believe it. Now I need a new frequency. No, that's occupied. Okay, let me... M6 PNH. Very cool, Sean. I don't know why they hate that little rig. For a 100-watt rig, now I know a guy that has one of those, what are they called? A Zygu? A Zygu? You've seen these things, right? They're a 20-watt SDR, portable transceiver. Really cool little rigs. He's a truck driver. He runs a buddy pole. He does really well. He puts a buddy pole between the cab and the trailer of the truck, about 10 feet above. And thing cranks, man. And he runs that Zygu, however you say it. And he wanted a little bit more power. I think this was last weekend. And so he went over to the 857. The front end of the 857 is horrid compared to that Zygu. He couldn't even hear the stations on the 857 compared to the Zygu. So the Zygus will eat that thing for lunch, it sounds like, the 857, but, you know, it's a 100-watt rig. So the problem is, we were talking about it, right? You got a little Zygu, right? And it's a 20-watt rig. Well, if you want 100 watts, you need to go to a brick. Now, bricks aren't particularly cheap, right? So by the time you're done, you start looking at the amount of money invested, yeah, it's a tough one. Let me check. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why. I sent a question to what's his name, Tom, I think, the New England QSO party rep, and I asked him. I said, "Is FT8 lumped in with the phone contacts?" Remember, I think I mentioned this to you guys before. He said, "Yes, they are. I guess they are." Along with CW, but he said not many people run FT8. And I was mortified when I saw the Vermont QSO party. They were lumping. I looked at the amount of people running FT8. That is not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I will not be working any QSO parties or any events where FT8 is lumped in with phone contacts. It takes exponentially more power, time, and patience to make the same contact on the phone portion of the band than it does on FT8. We all know that. How can you not create separate categories for FT8 and phone? You can basically sit here and you can walk out of the freaking room and just let the radio run for 2 days. And I think you guys have to check this, but I thought that the guy that won Continental United States for the ARRL VHF contest last year did it all on FT8. That's disgusting. I won't be working that event either. I'm done. It's not fair. It's not a fair playing field. I want to run phone. There should be a separate category for phone compared to FT8, but oh no, it's all, these guys are putting them all together, and that is a total crock of crap, in my opinion. So I won't be playing that game. I'll tell you that right now. It's disgusting. I think I did go off on that on a previous stream, didn't I? I was so disgusted when I saw that. I'm not going to sit here for 2 days and run FT8. I hate this mode. It just gives me something to do, Yeah, Ed, I figured you'd chime in. But honestly, guys, does that make any sense? Yeah, right? The guy that once started the radio that went on holiday. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's a total BS, man. It's not fair. We work hard, man. Anybody who works these events on phone knows how hard it is. It's not fair. I know, you know how I get, and that's how I inherited that nickname, but I tell it like it is, and I know it pisses people off sometimes, but hey, that's just complete. That's not even intelligent. There were no brain cells involved when they decided to put FT8 in with. There's only two options: either they're stupid, one or the other, or two, they have never run FT8 before, and they have no idea what it is, which I find really hard to believe. Because every idiot and his brother knows that you can make the same contact on a wet spaghetti noodle on 5 watts with FT8, what takes 100 watts with a 3-element quad, or more, maybe 500 watts. So yeah, whatever. Well, that's my soapbox, and I'm jumping off of it. Hey, M0YYO. Oh, yeah. And I agree, Chris. I mean, it has its place. I mean, it is a godsend for people who can't put up massive antennas and stuff. It's phenomenal. And I even like it. I'm running it right now, but exactly. You cannot lump it in with phone. That just doesn't work. Holy crap, I don't see a place to sneak into here at all. Chuck, I'm on that 30-meter vertical dipole I pulled up. It's about, excuse me, it's about 60 feet. Hey, W7BR, what's going on? I'm just running my trap and running some FT8 here. This is really the first. I'm not impressed with this antenna at all. At all. It's taking a lot of go-go juice. I never run usually anywhere from 5 to 10 watts, and I'm running about 30 right now. And it's sketchy. So, okay. I got to find a place to sneak into. See, I'm on the odd time right now. Shoot, there's somebody there. H&R stomping stuff is upstairs. You can hear it. Let me go down the band, see if there's anything down here. Okay, I'm gonna hit it right here. Yep. All right. Okay. Shoot. What do we got? That's what I figured. If I get some kind of vertical, I see verticals, they just suck here. I can't use any like low angle radiation DX antennas here. They oh my God. Knitting. Brutal. Okay, I don't see anybody popping up on there. I figured this would be a good time. It's kind of late in the afternoon here. Maybe, oh, there's a signal. Okay, there's Italy Zulu. That's Italy. And Echo Alpha jumped on my frequency, so he's going to crush me. Radcom, great publication. I had a friend send me one of those. Smokes the ARRL publication as far as I'm concerned. I got a bunch of the QST magazines here. A friend of mine gave me, but yep, he's just going to wipe me out. Prick. Yeah, Radcom. A friend of mine, 2E1AFC, Jeff from Bodmin in the UK, sent me a Radcom issue. Phenomenal magazine. Loved it. Harry Paul. Good to work you, man. Just worked you a few minutes ago. I thought I was telling the guys, I said, man, I know that call sign. Who is that calling? Right when you came up on QRZ, I went, freaking slick, dude. I got no room, Paul. That's why I have to run a vertical. The pattern is full Ghost Rider. There is no other place I can put an antenna that won't kill all the other antennas I have. Just detune the crap out of them. That's why I took the Cobra down, because I noticed I swept it and it was resonant, close to resonant on 20 and 40, and the thing was flying right over the 20 and 40 meter arrays. So yeah, that's not good. Good God. Knitting. Freak. I'm going to have to move. All right. Moving up the band. You won't hear me, Chuck. How many times have we been through that? For crying out loud, dude, I got a 4,000-foot chunk of marble behind the house. I need 50-plus degrees of elevation just to get over that thing. It ain't going to happen. I can hear stuff, but no, ain't happen. There he is. Yep. See, that's the thing. Take a page out of Harry Paul's playbook. If you want your DXCC, throw up a piece of wire and you'll get it in very short order. Walk in the freaking park, baby. A lot tougher on phone, but if you want your DXCC, go get it. That is the way to do it. Absolutely. What the frick, man? Is he going to come back, or did he disappear? Hey, question for you guys, you FT8 freaks. Oh, my God. Do you guys alternate between odd and even on the TX? Crocheting a paisley rhombic. Good God. What is going on here? This guy is killing me. He's killing me. Yeah. Do you guys like run one or the other? Or do you alternate between like even and odd? I just kind of, I'll run like even for a while, then I'll switch over to odd, let it run through a couple cycles, see what's going on, and then that's kind of what I do. I don't know what you guys do. Oh, Chuck, you just do the chase thing? I'm too freaking lazy, man. I am. I'm such a lazy bastard. Yeah. No, the problem is it's not going to make a darn bit of difference. I'm already hitting Europe, and it would take probably 200 watts, and I can't do that to this old amplifier. The problem is, like, what is it? Probably, I don't know, 10 feet of the dipole is below the roof line of the house. See, I'm hitting Europe easily. F4, that's France, Germany. But I mean, shoot, I mean, this is stupid. I mean, I can work that any day of the week just on 100 watts on the phone band. So this isn't anything special, really. Now, if I was running 1 watt, telepathy. Tim. God. That's why I know this antenna sucks. It does. It sucks. You know what I was looking at? Unfortunately, I can't run the antenna I would really like to put up. I've been looking at a build plan for it's a inverted L, but it's specifically designed for NVIS on 80 meters. It's I think it's 200 feet of wire. It can't go up above 60 or 65 feet. You can't go vertical with it higher than 60 or 65 feet. And it has to be perfectly parallel to ground and the L runs out. Okay, so he got me. Sweet. The problem is it won't fit. 200, so that would be, so let's say I brought it up 50 feet. 150 feet? Oh, crap. My frequency just got taken. It's mine, damn it. See, that's pretty funny. Chris. Hey, Florian, what's up? 3 ZLs, 2 VKs, bunch of Russia. Hey, who was it? Scott. There's 2. Hey, I got a mini pileup going. Hey. It works, just not great. You know, it'll do for now. Scott, if he's still in here, he was telling me. I asked him. He's on the All-Star system. He's connected to me off and on, and he lives just, I don't know, 40 miles north of me, maybe something like that. And oh my gosh, 3 stations, 2 stations. Well, I'll let them fight it out because I don't care. Yeah, I asked him. I said, "Have you ever beamed over the pole?" Because he's done really well. I mean, he's got a killer setup, killer station. I looked at his QRZ page. I can't remember his call sign. If I had, well, I could tell you. Hold that thought. If he's still connected, I'll just give you his call sign. He doesn't have any pictures or anything. W1SBW, Sierra Bravo Whiskey. He has really kicked some bag, man. He hasn't even been in the hobby that long. I think he was licensed in 2016 or something like that, and he upgraded to General and Extra only in like the past year or 2. I don't know. And I mean, look at his QRZ page, man. Look at the awards he's got. The freaking guy knows what he's doing, man. He's on it. He's got, I think he runs a Force 12. I think that's the antenna he runs. Finally. Oofa. Just wished I lived in a better place. This place sucks. You're joking, right? Tempted to build another. Gave it to a guy named Jeff who lives up the road, I don't know, 15, 20 miles. All right, he's not hearing me, so I gave the collapsible hex beam I had to this guy Jeff. He loved it so much. He's like, I was supposed to go up and help him build his own, but I was like, you know what? Just give him the stupid thing. So I just gave it to him. He's still got it. This was like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, maybe. Couple years ago. Can't remember. Yeah, Paul, this is a weird design. It's specifically designed for NVIS. It will not work on NVIS unless it's configured this way. About 200 feet of wire, anywhere from 40 to 60 feet goes up vertically, preferably about 50 feet, and then the rest of it goes across parallel to ground. And it also cannot be near anything, which I can't do that here. So I'm totally screwed. It's supposed to be a Kraken NVIS antenna. See, I've got all beams here. So in 160 is a tough band. Or this is for 80. This is for 80. Even 80 meters, it's a big antenna. That's why I can't do a G5RV or something. It's freaking 204 feet? I got nowhere to put it. I'm totally up the creek. This is a waste. Erase. I can tell you that 160 meter L I had up, that thing had no NVIS characteristics to it. It was a quarter wave on 160, and then I ended up going to a kinked vertical. Really wasn't an L. In an L configuration, it went up 60 feet and then out was 136.6 feet long. Loaded up beautiful. Stuck Bell & Designs 1-to-1 on there. First contact was Italy on 5 watts on 160 meters. Kraken DX antenna. But you have to have tunneling available for it to work anyways. 160 is a weird band, like I was saying. But great antenna, you know. Absolutely, and I tried to work guys on 160 meters. Absolutely worthless for anything NVIS. Cobra will eat it for lunch. Just garbage for NVIS. You'd think it would work. Doesn't. Absolute crap. I would be better off with like what are they? 3/8 wave? Probably better with like a 3/8 wave or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I can't run verticals here. They're absolutely useless. Verticals don't work off a valley floor flanked by 3,000 and 4,000 footers. I've tried. They don't work. Not going to waste my time with that crap again. Yeah, this antenna, I should be doing this on 5 watts. Shouldn't be taking 30 watts to do this. This is just horrid. Yeah, I had Asia in here about an hour ago. Believe it or not, I won't get them, but Pacific Asia was in here. I was like, hey, check it out. See, the thing here is just, it's got no teeth. Dude, you better say 7.3 because... No 7.3. Leave me alone, dude. Don't forget, guys, it's all about location, too. You know what they say? Location, location, location. It is 90% of how antennas work. Has everything to do with location. I can do from the top of the mountain on 20 watts. I used to work southern tip of Australia, Adelaide, Australia, off of the mountain on the CB band once a week. John and Wayne in Adelaide, Australia. Used to chat with them down on the beach. Couldn't even hear them down here. Yeah, it's all about where you are. And that was running, I wasn't running a huge antenna. I was running a 2-element Moxon. Walk in the park, West Coast, all over Europe. God, on 12 watts. Stupid, on phone. Of course, the bands were good. But, yeah. What I can do from the mountain, God. Do the best I can from here. I'll never have a big station from here. Just, you can't do it. And just make the best of it, and just have fun. You can do it from anywhere. You just got to understand how many hops it takes to get to where you need to go. And the higher the elevation angle you need to get over an obstruction, taking ground wave out of the equation, the more hops it takes to get there. So every hop you have, you got to factor in loss. So eventually you run out of steam. That's why I run out of steam into the Middle East. Just can't get beyond the Middle East. I can hear them. I hear Asia. I can hear them on phone. I'll never get them. The difference is hearing them in the noise, and a station up on the coast in Canada works VKZL and Kansan in Tokyo every day at 20 over. And they're like 20 over to him, but that's all location. He's got a vertical with the ground radios laid in the ocean. They're actually in the bay. He's got the entire Atlantic Ocean as a ground plane, saltwater ground plane. Yeah, that's a freaking fire-breathing dragon right there. Killer. Okay. It's fun to dream. How many times do you guys go out driving around and you see a location, right? And are you freaking joking? How many times do you see a location, you drive past something, you go, oh man, what a great spot for a house, or you see a piece of property and you just go, oh, that is just to die for, Just amazing. They're all over the place here. There's a whole ridge line that runs north of me I can't complete these QSOs because people keep stomping on me. Like Europe, another station in Europe will jump on the frequency and start calling CQ, and it'll wipe me completely out. That's one reason I hate FT8. Freaking hate it. It's frustrating. God, I need a beer. Yep. Like I always say, Chris, no antenna will work the same in all QTHs. There's things called ground loss. There's, ground conductivity. There's obstacles around it, especially on the longer wavelengths. If you're up in the clear, then yeah. But yeah, you just got to figure, it takes time. You got to figure out what works at your QTH. I always say this to you guys, what works for me most likely won't work for you. My antennas are patterned and designed specifically for this QTH. With a massive compromise understanding that there's no point in throwing 5 to 15 degrees of elevation when it takes me 30 to 50 to get over the mountains. You see where I'm going? Why? Why do that? I've tried it. It doesn't work. And I'm talking textbook, like ground planes, stuff like that. Junk. Total junk. Now, up and in the clear, with a good ground, hell yeah, dude. Those things rock and roll, man. They're amazing. Here, no. He just can't hear me. leave me alone, dude. Hopefully he'll just stop calling me. Okay. I mean, the signals, you know, the decodes weren't that bad. I was getting like -6, -8. Excuse me, at times. Andy. What's up, Andy? It's a moving, touching, horrible story. Uh-oh. Oh, no, Sean's in here. Freaking batting down the hatches. Loops for receive. Not really for receive only. The problem is that the antennas I run are very, very quiet. There's 2 loop arrays, 20 and 40. Those are loops. And those are 2 to 4 S units quieter on receive than anything else, including a dipole, doublet, whatever. Phenomenal receive, right? A loop is a loop. That's kind of the way I look at it. I mean, deltas, quads, whatever. Loop's a loop. Generate a little bit of gain over dipole. Yes, they are directional. 20-meter delta loop, even, believe it or not, even at 20 feet, the base of it with an apex down 20 feet off the ground is surprisingly directional. It's moderately high angle of radiation in that configuration. So the one thing, like with the reversible Moxon on 75 meters. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Loops by themselves have no teeth. They're great antennas. Are they better than a dipole at the same height? Probably, depending on how you have them run. Are they monobanders? Do you have them fed with like a quarter wavelength of 75 ohm as a matching section? Which I do that. And fed that way, they are phenomenal. On any band, they work great. Quarter wavelength of the frequency you want the antenna tuned at, times 0.66 or whatever the VF is for the coax. Feed it that way. With that, jumped into 50 ohm, and it will rip ours for sure. Whiskey 5 XX. So on receive, they're wonderful. Absolutely beautiful on receive. Now, if you pulled them up horizontally, I really haven't messed with that much. So I had a 160 meter loop up. I couldn't get it high enough off the ground. The problem is it wasn't in the clear. It ran through the trees and it was a mess. Did not work. Took it down immediately. Couldn't fit it in. So that was a bust. Beverage antenna, you know. What do I go to? The only thing I could go to for a receive antenna, which would smoke what I have, which would be probably a beverage, and I do not have the room for something like that. Anytime, Sean. Yeah. Yeah. No, 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 no. Please don't do that. Seriously? Seem to, what do we got? South America. That's oh, I mean, if you want a killer receive antenna, this is actually something I thought of doing. Check this out. Can't believe I didn't mention this before. I'm actually thinking about going to a magnetic loop on just a monoband 30-meter magnetic loop. Here you go, folks. Oh yeah, 25 kilovolt. Freaking outrageous. I've had this for like a year. It's just sitting over here on the desk. Vacuum variable capacitor. 25 kilovolt. I think it's 10 to 125, something like that. $10 to 125 puff. Magnetic loops are superb on receive. You will hear things on a well-done magnetic loop that you will not hear on other antennas. I swear to God. If you're going to run a receiving loop, just get find an old, somebody, go to a ham fest or something, find an old crap tuner. See if you can get your hands on the capacitors. Just all you need is an air variable capacitor. You can remotely drive it with a motor remotely from the shack. Just set up a little switch box, feed it with 12 volts to the motor drive, and you can tune it across the band, for receive. If you're going to run power in them, yeah, that's another story. I bought that to build a magnetic loop that would take a kilowatt. That should it'll handle a kilowatt. I was playing with, Paul knows, I was playing with, what was it, an 80 meter. They're still out in the garage, believe it or not. The copper tubing, it's all still together. But I need a doorknob cap for that. But I thought about using that for like 30. God. I bet you a magnetic loop on 30 meters would work really nice. Really nice. Big. How big would that thing need to be if I had to tune it with like 50 to 80 puffs? God. 6 feet in diameter? Yeah, Chris from Russia, I think. Yep, so the band just tightened up. Not getting into Europe at all now. And there's somebody on my frequency again. That's why. See, they're wiping me out. So I have no interest in stateside here. K2, yeah, he's 160 miles away. Okay, there you go, folks. I call 30 meters, that's a perfect example. 30 meters is what I call the redheaded stepchild of ham radio. It is just one of these bizarre bands. This station is 160 miles away from me. He's down probably down in New York State, just down the road. Maybe just north of Manhattan. You can work stations on 30, like, 3, 4, 5,000 miles, and at the same time work a station at 160 miles. Is that freaking mental or what? That's crazy. That is crazy. That's a new one. Haven't seen that before, actually. Anyways, I'm going to duck out of here. I'll tell you, that's tempting. Okay, so that's done. All right, that's enough out of my yap. Good to see you guys. I'm going to go ahead and shut down. Run upstairs. We got it is 6:30. We're going to be doing dinner because it's awful quiet up there right now, which means something's probably cooking in the oven. There's a bun in the oven. There you go. Flippin' heck. All right. Yeah, you too, Paul. And yeah, good to see you guys in here. Don't know if there was a whole lot of entertainment, but no, man, take whatever comes out of my yap, and I'm going to end with this with a grain of salt. All right. I have no idea what the frick I'm doing, but I have a great time just to doing it. And I say that all the time. So, just try stuff, man. The only thing I can do is share what I've found. And like I said, what works for me may not work for you. So, and I got yeah. I actually have a surprise coming for you guys at some point that I'm working on. So we'll have to. Have you guys seen on my YouTube channel the redneck plunger? Have you guys seen the redneck plunger? You have to go way back on my channel a ways to see it. If you haven't seen that, check that out. When did I do that? 1.5 years ago, maybe? Long time ago. We'll see you guys. 7-3, man. Catch you soon.